If you're a content creator, chances are at some point in time you've heard of a Linktree. But what exactly is a Linktree, and why does it feel like every single content creator and cosplayer out there seems to have one? What are the advantages of having it, and why should you make one? And also, how exactly do you go about making one in the first place? If you're joining us for the first time today, hello, hi, and welcome. My name is Star, otherwise I'm very simply known as Lady Dead Rabbit here on the internet. I am a full-time cosplayer, and here on this channel I talk about everything cosplay and content related. And just as I promised last week during the cosplay card tutorial, here's my tutorial on how you can create a Linktree for yourself. Now, first and foremost, I want to talk a little bit about what exactly a Linktree is, and then we can delve into some of the advantages that you will have as a content creator having a Linktree before we delve into how exactly you set one up. Now, setting a Linktree up is pretty straightforward. It's super simple, and they're very easily customizable. But first, let's talk about what a Linktree is. If you are like me and you are a cosplayer in the community, chances are you've probably seen some links in some of your favorite large content creators' bios. Now, it does vary from content creator to content creator, but take Caleb Weeks, for example. In his bio, he has a link. He has two different links. He has a promo for a Spider-Man suit as well as a Facebook page. But if you go to another content creator's page, like the Cosmic Collector, you'll see that he has a full-on Linktree. And clicking it, we can see what it looks like for his end. It's pretty straightforward, kind of like a cosplay card that you might give out at cosplay conventions. A Linktree is essentially like a card of all your social medias. So we could click here and we could go to his Twitch, we could go to his Kickstarter, his YouTube, his Instagram, his TikTok, etc., etc. And that's simply just the purpose of a Linktree. It's essentially one link that you use to link all of your other social medias to. Even if you're only really active on like 2 platforms, I would definitely say having a Linktree is absolutely worth it. Especially if you're looking to maybe become monetized at some point in your cosplay career. Take my Linktree for example. Right here we have a display of one of my more popular cosplays. We have my name here so people know who I am, as well as just a little description of what kind of content I create. Scrolling down, we can see the social platforms that I'm the most active on. We have my Patreon, which is the platform that I make the most money off of. We have my Etsy and Depop. Those are other platforms that I do make money off of as well. And then we have the 3 main social medias that I'm the most active on. Now, I do have other social medias. I have a Facebook, I have an X account, but I'm not really active on those pages, at least not enough for me to warrant having it in my Linktree. And if there's any sort of tip that I can give for when you set up your own Linktree, pretty concise. Again, I personally put what I value the most up top on the top of my Linktree. I value my Patreon above all of my other platforms because again, that is what's going to pay my bills. Patreon members are the first people to see any sort of projects that I'm working on. So Patreon is always going to be at the top of my list. And mind you, you don't have to use Linktree to connect all of your social medias. For example, there are plenty of other platforms that offer free link profiles that you can create. Shopify offers one. This might be handy for those of you guys out there who might be selling a particular product. Apparently, Google Play, you can create one as well. Same thing for the Apple Store, and so on and so forth. I personally have always used Linktree ever since I started cosplay way back when, and I've had 0 problems with it. It's super easy to set up, it's very easy to customize, and it's really helped me grow significantly as a content creator. Looking at some of the analytics with a Linktree, just to further prove my point of why it is important to have this in your bio, you can clearly see the click rates that I've gotten just in the past week, as well as the people who've actually viewed my Linktree. Even if no one's clicking on it, they're still looking at it, and to me, that is great. We have 151 clicks on my Linktree. That could be 151 new followers on my Instagram account or my TikTok page, or even subscribers on my YouTube channel. That is valuable, incredibly valuable. People typically aren't going to go search up your social media accounts, even if your username is the same across all platforms. Having a Linktree really is just the most easiest possible way to connect your followers across platforms. Let's get into the gist of actually creating and setting up your Linktree. Once more, it's incredibly straightforward. Just go into your browser and search up Linktree and click on the first one that pops up. You do not have to pay for any sort of subscription to set up a Linktree. However, they do offer different plans. Personally, I just use the free plan because that's all I really need it for. If you want access to more analytics and other features, then you can consider setting up a subscription. But if you're fairly new to this, I would recommend, at least for the first couple weeks, just trying out the free plan and seeing how you feel about it. Once you're on the official website, you're just gonna go ahead and set up an account. This is super easy and very straightforward to do. I'm sure a lot of you guys know the gist of it. Just put in your email, create a password, confirm that, etc., etc. And once you're actually in your Linktree admin page, this is kind of what you're going to look at. Now you can see off to the sidebar here, this is what my Linktree currently looks like. However, I can customize it a little bit more. So I can go off to the side here and we're gonna start by just adding some links. You'll wanna go to the profile on all of your social media page and you're just going to copy and paste the link to your profile. And then you'll just come in and you'll just add a little box and then add a link here. And the cool thing is once you have enough links, you can actually move these links around. So for example, if I wanted to take my Patreon page and I wanted to slide it down, I actually can do that. I'll just grab it here and I can slide it down and then my page will update it and that's what it'll look like. Once more, I recommend only putting the links to your social media pages that you value the most. It doesn't necessarily have to be the ones that you're the most active on, just whatever ones you think is the most important and you want to grow in followers with. And if you ever decide that you don't want to have a link to a social media, you can very easily just turn it off by clicking this little green slider bar. As you can see down below, I used to have my Facebook, my Pinterest, and my Twitter account linked. However, because I'm just not active on those platforms, I've since turned those features off. And if you want to add a link to your shop or even create a shop within Linktree, you can definitely do that. I don't have experience with that, so we're just gonna skip over this because I'm more so a content creator rather than a shop owner. And then we're just gonna click on design over here. This is really the fun parts. You can customize whatever themes that you want to have. You can add any sort of headers, wallpapers, photos, and you can even design what type of text and buttons you want to use. Once you do have everything set up on your Linktree, I recommend going through all your links and just clicking them to make sure that it does open up correctly. And once everything has been double checked and everything is in order, just like what you did before, except for on your admin Linktree page, you're just gonna go up here, copy and paste that, go into all of your social medias, all of the platforms you're active on, and you'll just add the link right into your social platform. And then I recommend just double checking that by clicking that and making sure that it opens up your Linktree correctly. And there you have it. That is how you set up a Linktree. This is incredibly crucial for all content creators, regardless of whatever your niche is. If you enjoyed this video, then please consider subscribing, as next week I'll be going over all of the basic tools that you need to get started as a cosplay content creator. So this is gonna go over the basics on lighting, camera, as well as some other social tools that's really gonna help you in the long run with networking. And if you want to hang out on my channel just a little bit longer, pin a comment down below with 2 other videos that I highly recommend you guys checking out. The first one is how you can avoid fake sponsorships and scams as a cosplayer. And the next one is a full tutorial on how I make my cosplay cards, which again is incredibly crucial for networking at cosplay conventions. Thank you all so much for watching, and without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and head out of here. Until next week.